Hey, family. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome on back to the OGs and welcome on in if this is your first time. Hello and welcome. Have a little sit down and chill with us as we channel these messages. My name is Nettie. Obviously, or maybe not so obvious. Welcome to the channel, Transcendent Love, where I channel messages for the collective by way of spirit. I hope that everyone is having a fabulous day. I am. And Spirit is starting with a question today. Spirit is starting with a question. The question is, how serious are you about where you want to be in life? How serious are you? Have you actually fully committed to the plan? And not just in what is it? Not just talking, but actually committing to and planning to get to where you're going. Not just planning in word, but also in deed, is what I'm hearing. It is necessary for you to make sure that you are planning. Right now, you are between two worlds. So you've made the initial verbal commitment, right? But it's necessary for you to actually begin to execute on the verbal commitment. You can get to every place that you want to be, but it depends on you. It depends on what you do. Spirit is definitely going to help you, but there are components of it that are your responsibility. When Spirit gives you the plan, the desire for a thing, that's Spirit's part. The movement, the actionable steps, that's on you. And Spirit will even give you all of the next steps to take. But you have to be the one to take the steps. You have to actually get moving on the things that you say that you want. It is going to take some sacrifice, but sacrifice is not punishment to you, it's actually freedom to you in the long run. And where this is concerned, it doesn't mean that you're not going to run into challenges. You will. But it ensures your strength to make it through the challenges. But you need a well defined plan. Have you written out your plan? You need a plan that is written out or typed out, something that you can see every single day. And you got to keep this change in your face. You need to see it in the morning when you first wake up and read it out loud in the morning to yourself. Read it out loud in the evening before you go to bed or at night before you go to bed to yourself. You need to convince yourself of how serious you are about this plan. Everything sounds so great in word. It really and truly does. We have all these lofty plans often in word, but nothing ever on paper for many. So make sure that in the planning, you don't skip the planning. It's some parts of the planning that you never make it to because you haven't written things out. And that is another reason. Thank you. That is another reason why this seems so challenging and why it seems so insurmountable because you haven't written everything out. You are counting on your mind, your own brain capacity to actually remember all of the steps in the process. First, you don't know all the steps in the process. Second, if you don't already know the steps in the process, when they do come to you, when you get the information, do you think that you're actually in real life going to remember those plans or those steps? Don't kid yourself. You're not. So make sure that you're writing things down or taking notes in your phone or wherever you have things that you're going to look at very often. This is how you commit to and be serious about the change that you say that you want. You actually got to do the thing. It's not just gonna up and happen someday without you moving, without you doing nothing. It just ain't gonna. It ain't gonna do it. It ain't gonna do it. I tried it before. Nothing happened. But make sure the more you are convinced within yourself, and Spirit is saying, don't, Spirit, bring it back. Don't allow your mind to get in the way here. Don't allow the challenging components to be a mountain in front of you. If you write out these details in a plan so that you can see them, it makes things so much more clear than trying to keep them all in your head. And thank you. Many of you feel or are experiencing some brain fog. You feel like you can't think straight. Like you'll have the plan, but then it seems so blurry and so cloudy, and you just can't seem to line it out right in the way that it needs to go. And you also find that throughout the day, you can't really think straight. You try to focus in on it, but it's just not happening for you. I want you to take an inventory of what you're doing before or even while you're trying to map out this plan. What's taking place? What are you doing before you get into the planning process? How do you get into the planning process? What does your creative flow preparation look like? Because I can tell you that it's going to be important to take a break from a lot of doom scrolling and social activity because that is often what brings about a lot of brain fog. You have a lot of opinions on different things, and many of them have nothing to do even with what you're trying to do, but they are in the way. So, interesting. I had considered or was just searching out the energy before I got on to see if I was going to pull tarot cards today or not. But and as I was shuffling, I decided not to ultimately, but here we are. The Hermit card kept coming out. The Two of Swords and the Hermit card. The Two of Swords is just an indication and confirmation that you are between two worlds, and expressing the necessity to make sure that you are hearing from spirit and taking the leading. But in the middle, you have a choice to go one direction or the other. And you have to choose on how long you want to remain the same, how long you want your circumstances and situations to remain the same, and how fast or how soon you want them to change. That's where you stand. And that rides heavily on you taking some drastic action and measures to get started and stay moving forward. You're not going to always feel like it, but if you wait till you feel like it, you're going to be stuck here in this same place. Don't wait till you feel like it. More often than not, you won't feel like it, but discipline will propel you forward, and systems in place. Systems and planning will keep you on the straight and narrow toward what it is that you're going toward. Every day won't be perfect, but take meaningful action every single day in the direction that you want to go. If you want to write a book, write a page a day as a small start. Don't discredit or discount those small steps. At least you are moving forward. Those small steps will turn into bigger steps. It builds up the confidence and the discipline in you to keep on going. So do whatever small action you got to do to go ahead and get to it. If you want to make music, maybe you don't do a whole track a day. Maybe you get a few verses in a day. If you want to write more, maybe you write a page a day or write a line or two a day. Small incremental steps toward where you want to go is going to be better than you not doing anything at all. If you are trying to be more active, maybe you start stretching first. Maybe you jump rope first. Maybe you do push ups first, 5 push ups first. But starting somewhere is key to getting to the finish line. Make sure you write this stuff down. Write down everything that you want to do in step by step. Oh, thank you for the reminder. It's significant to write it out, not just because you won't remember it, but this is why you won't remember it. If you have 16 steps in a process, not to say that your situation or your process has 16, shit, it may have more. But if you have 16 steps in a process and each step has 50 additional steps to get to the breakdown and movement on that particular step, you will not remember them. You cannot count on your brain. Make this process simple for you. Make it easier so you actually do it. It seems like a mountain because you have not made it easy for yourself. Make it easy for yourself. If you make it easy for yourself, then that is the only way you keep at it. That's the reason Spirit is saying write it down. Write down the plan. Keep the plan in your face. You are reprogramming your mind toward this plan. You have to be relentless. You have to be committed. You have to be serious. And you reading this plan to yourself every day in the morning and every day at night before you go to bed, it's the first thing on your mind and the last thing on your mind at the start and end of your day. Nothing says serious like that, especially when it's followed up by executing between that time. You don't have to spend all day doing things toward the business. not to start or toward whatever your endeavor is. You are starting out somewhere though. You are consistently setting aside time to write plans, to write out the steps to the plan, to actually execute on the steps to the plan. And don't make it for 4 hours, maybe an hour, maybe to start out with 30 minutes. Make it simple, but do the things. Do all of things that are necessary to get you there. Stay facing the direction of where you want to go. And that is what all of this ensures. And it builds your confidence within yourself to keep on going. You cannot fail if you keep on going. Challenges are going to come, but you will overcome them all if you just keep on going. You will always see a way through, even if not immediately. You will figure out a way. Spirit will help you with the way. That is the figuring. You just ask for help. And Spirit will be there with the cape on. Super Spirit. But yeah, make sure you do everything that will get you there. Listen, many of you have huge dreams. They're not too big for you to accomplish, and they are a part of what you are here to do. But there's a version of you that exists in every timeline. And because that is true, there's a version of you that does not accomplish that because you didn't take the action. It's not a wrong decision. You just chose not to. There's a version of you that chooses to do something else that is equally successful. But the truth of the matter is, unless you decide to do something that is not so big, you'll still have these same kinds of things to do, getting to all of whatever places you choose to do or go. But if you choose another thing that is as big, you got this to look forward to still, just from another vantage point, from another angle. Now, if you decide to be homeless instead and not go after money or not go not go after any kind of meaningful thing to you, then so be it. Or maybe homelessness is the meaningful thing for you. I don't know. I don't know who all watches, but either way, whatever your goal is, you're gonna have to do some work toward it. You're not gonna be able to get away from the work of it. All that great stuff you got in your mind is 100% possible, whether somebody's done it or not. It's 100% possible, but it's gonna take for you to be relentless and unable to be convinced that it's not going to happen. And by you reading those things day and night and staying set and making sure that every single action is aligned with what it is that you say that you want to do, no one will be able to convince you that you will not get it. And you will get it 100%. 100%. All of the people that have invented anything ever, it's not that they didn't fail or they didn't accomplish it with whatever the first set of parameters they had for it was. Maybe it took them 10,000 times. Maybe it took them 10,000 solutions that didn't work, or experiments or different things to try and it didn't work. You only need one to work though. But you never get to the one if you quit. If you keep going, you will eventually get there. But if you listen as you work, spirit will get you there because you'll be attuned to spirit and you'll be taking inspired action. You're not working just aimlessly. And anything that doesn't work is data for you. You already know what doesn't work. So you're never truly failing. You are just learning the things that don't work on the way to the things that work. One of the things that's going to really, really work out for you is planning, writing the vision down, making it plain, and reading it. It ain't about just writing it. Write it and read it out loud to yourself with conviction every single day. In the morning when you first wake up, and at night just before you go to bed. How serious are you? Anyway, this is another measure and act of self love. Loving yourself is doing the necessary things to get you to the places that you want to be. Love yourself. Love yourself, boo boo. Anyway, I leave you this message in love and in light only and always. And until next time, go and be great. Love on yourself, love on others, and write the vision down, okay? Write it down.